My old identity died about 7 years ago, and the new one is only just starting to be born right now. But the gap in between is where I became really lost in life. Bad haircuts, bad beards, thinking I'd peaked in life, and was this it? As I said, my old identity died about 11 years ago, and no one can really prepare you for how long and that gap is from your old identity to your new identity, or how lost you can get. And it's something which sometimes you don't notice. Yeah, it's something which you can't recognize or identify, and you just drift. Life can really take things away from you, like from bereavement, from having a family, from high performing men in business and in work. And these things can take away our old identity, but they don't give us the chance to find that new identity and who we are now. I've always been a guy who's been extremely comfortable in himself, and I've not really cared too much what people thought about me. Yeah, I have still experienced this midlife transition, or midlife. People call it midlife crisis. I don't. It's not a midlife crisis. To me, it was a drift, an identity drift. And when I look back now of who I was 7 years ago, I see pictures on my TV screen, like the screensavers of memories, and I go, I am not that guy who I was 7 years ago. I see my wedding pictures. That was probably the last time I saw the old Scott. And when I look at what I'm doing now and discovering my new identity, I look in between. And you could tell that I was searching for that real me, like real bad haircuts, like really bad beards. Yeah, I look like something out of a 1960s rock band with my goatee. Um, Real just lost, I guess, lost in identity. And I remember lots of times within that 7 years, I thought, is this it? Have I peaked? Yeah. Is this the best version of Scott? And if I didn't identify my problem, and I really didn't know I had a problem for most of that 7 years, I wouldn't be fixing it. And I think that's where a lot of men go wrong. They don't actually realize that they've got a problem, or they think they're suffering a midlife crisis. It's not a midlife crisis. Yeah. Like having a high powered job or running a business, being a high performer, we give ourselves to something which sometimes is not aligned to us. And we can drift off and we can get lost in that business. We get lost in that job. Life hits us from other directions. Yeah. Like we lose family members at this age. We lose parents at this age. We're growing our own family. We got a lot of pressures on us. And during that period, yeah, we can get lost as a human being. I've coached many females over the last 15 years. I've also coached many men, but the females I talk to, they often come to me because they want to build a business, and the main reason they want to build a business is not for finances; it's for something for them, because they've lost their identity, because they've just become a mom or they've just become a wife, and they want something for them which they can say is theirs and they own it. And I've never had a man come to me and tell me that, and I just thought that was a female problem. But when I look at this drift, what happens, it's the same for us men. We lose our identity, and ultimately we want something for us. Yeah, we need something for us to bring back the real us. Yeah, we have to put a bit of time on us, focus on us to find out who we really are. So we also suffer that problem too. Yeah, we are just the provider. Yeah, sometimes we feel like just the provider, just the father. Yeah, just the bank machine. When really we are human beings. We want to connect with our family instead of just being the bank machine. We actually want to be an emotional bank machine. We want to give the people we love time, and we want to give people that we love the best of us. And sometimes that is hard as we drift. And if we don't solve that drift, we just drift further and further and further. And that's what I was doing over 7 years. And I just kept getting further lost. I just kept getting lost and further down lost, like it was spiraling out of control. And I eventually identified it, and that has been enabled me to fix it. It's been able me to go to work on myself and also help other people fix their drift too. And it's quite a serious thing, but we don't recognize it. It's not a midlife crisis, and it's not burnout. It is you're disconnected. As I call it, the drift. You're disconnected from who you really are, who you were supposed to be, and maybe an old version of you has died, and you actually haven't given yourself the chance to get to know the new you. So here is what most people don't tell you about reinvention. Most men think a reinvention is the old door closes and a new door's open. Well, for me, 7 years ago, the old door closed, and 7 years later, the new door opened. And nobody talks about that gap in between. And that gap can be shorter for some people, but it also can be longer. And that gap is where us men get seriously lost in life. And we don't know we're getting lost. And we are changing, and we are probably growing up further. And we can really lose ourselves in that gap. So nobody ever talks about the gap. They just think it's a simple one door closes, another door opens. Old identity, new identity. When no, for 7 years, it's taken me 7 years to get to know the new me. So I'm on to my new identity now. My new identity is being born. And my message to anybody who feels lost in that gap, no, there's plenty of life to live. Yeah, you're only just really getting started. You have not peaked. This is not it. If you're getting the dodgy beards like me, maybe it's time to head to the barbers and trim that beard up. Maybe you're dyeing your hair. Maybe it's time to just let that grey hair flow through naturally. Just put the Just So Men on your beard. But all joking aside, yeah, it's if you feel like you are lost in that gap from the old identity to the new identity, embrace it. Identify it. That's what's going to improve it. Don't push it. Allow it to flow. And just to let you know, from somebody who's experienced it, you have not reached your pinnacle yet. The best years are ahead of you. So if something resonated with you today, please drop me a comment in the comment box below. This is The Drift, and I am Scott.